おかえりなさいませ。
So, if you end up seeing this one first, just know I'm just catching up to the algorithm. The other two episodes will be posted on the next 2 days. I'm going to have them already edited and scheduled. So, keep your eye out for that if you want to just catch up with my episodes. Episode 8 next tomorrow, and then the episode 9 after that one. But today, we have the episode 10 of Vivy. Now, after all this build up, we see that Vivy has gotten back to the place where we first saw her, which was back during the terrible future, where we see Vivy sitting in a room with her hand on her face. But now we just know that she's just in a museum, and she's telling her past to children as she is now retired. It's currently been a long time since she has sung, supposedly. We see the doctor as a young boy, Ozamu, I think. Osamu, I think is how you're supposed to say it. And he is now slowly becoming mildly infatuated with Vivy. Like, I think he's a big fan. He's so happy to be able to talk to her. He wants to hear her sing, but she can't do it right now. And they obviously leave for the field trip. He's a little disappointed, but he wants to come back eventually, as we can see as he's looking back. Matsumoto shows up after 5 years, so they haven't seen each other since the Diva incident. And he is now pointing out the fact that she's retired. She doesn't really have anything else going on right now. She even wants to be a part of the Singularity Project again because she has no other thing going on for her right now. She needs some sort of distraction to make herself feel like she's still doing something because she still can't find the reason why she's supposed to sing. So, because she hasn't sung since the Diva moment, she was hoping that maybe there was another Singularity thing, and that's the reason why he's here, but he says no. It turns out that this is the last Singularity point was back at Ophelia, when she committed, or when it looked like a double suicide. No other AI had copied her pattern or copied her actions of taking their own lives, so people never really pondered on the fact of whether or not they had a soul as much, since it wasn't like a widespread thing. It was only the one. So we had to ask the question, well, why Matsumoto still here? Why are you still here? Well, he came back because he has a promise he made to Diva in order to make sure that Vivy was taken care of and that she finds a reason to sing, I'm guessing. I did just watch this episode today, but it's a little bit of a blur now as I go on these long tangents. So it's interesting to see that he has now kind of a personal wish. It is a wish because of somebody else, but he now is acting on his own since his job is basically done at this point. Also, there's something about what Kakitana said that is bothering him. So he has two things that he's working on for himself. And so he makes a bet with Vivy who will find their answer first. Either what's bothering him and his bet himself, or Vivy figuring out the heart that she needs to sing. So, it turns out I believe he starts visiting her yearly. That's like a thing now, right? When oh gosh. When Osamu shows back, I'm just gonna say the doctor. When the doctor shows back up, not the doctor from episode 6, the doctor from the very beginning, he figures out Vivy's problem in a matter of seconds. It doesn't take him more than like 5 seconds to realize like she can't sing right now because she doesn't know, like, well, the reason why she's retiring is because of the fact she can't sing. So Vivy lets her know that she wants to find what it is that would make her be able to sing the song, or something that would make her singing special again, something that would get her to be able to sing again, the heart, basically. And as we see, Vivy goes back in her mind in order to see the flashbacks of her first creation, which is quite interesting, by the way. Imagine being able to just go back at any time in your memory like a database. And as we see from the original doctors that made her, or engineers, whichever one you would call them, as we can see from the beginning, the doctor says that she wants her to find her own answer to what the heart is, just to be curious about the answer more so. In that way, she would show what the heart is. It's like a demonstration of what makes a human human, in a sense. It's being able to program it from the very beginning without our own errors, our own. It's kind of hard to dissect a human from the way that we are currently. If you can break it down to all the way at like the most basic urges and then only add one aspect that makes us human, we can kind of like see how that develops. We can see how it works. So she doesn't even care if she ends up hating humans by the end of it. So after we have both of them figure out her figure out the issue, her making the bet with him, We see that again. Matsumoto checks on her yearly. We see the doctor get older, so we see him first like as a teenager come back. His bet with Vivy is the fact that whether or not he can bring his friends over before she finds her song or finds her heart. And he wins the bet. Like, we see him go all the way from childhood to an adult to the point where he's married, and then he has a child with his wife, but the wife dies in pregnancy. And this situation gives Vivy the answer she's looking for. As he brings to her, all humans will die, but they remain inside other people. And that gives Vivy the idea of Diva, someone who's died in her life that was very close to her, being literally the representation of what she wants to be. And in that instance, she realizes that she can use the past in order to play new songs for her future. It's basically, she's now allowing herself, I almost say like an analogy to emotions. She's now allowing herself to express these emotions of how these events made her feel, her own perspective. And that's where true art seems to come from, I'd say in most people's opinion. Your art is only something that you can do because it's a way that you produce and see the world. Even with two artists who have like the exact same style, I will always see my art differently. So I might always want to tilt my images to the left just because I feel like the world is crooked. And you will always keep your images upright because you're not thinking of that, which is now two different perspectives. Completely same style, but the art has now changed physically and visually. So in this, now Vivy is expressing real art, and it's taken her 20 years to figure this out. She finally wrote this song for herself and for Diva, as she tells Matsumoto. It took her 20 years to figure it out, and now she goes into a deep rest. We see the doctor come visit her, and she won't respond, but he does see her song track. She still can't sing it, mind you. And then Matsumoto, as he disappears after she sleeps, he hopes to see her again someday. But, yeah. So let's just say something about Teppei, right? Teppei is amazing at writing, not horror, I would say. I don't feel terrified when I watch his stuff, other than the rabbit scene in ReZero. That was horrifying. I feel dread. Teppei is wonderful at writing dread, because there was so much hope. She finds a song, and then the whiplash from this episode. It's made me kind of stuttery in the beginning of this, and I can hear it as I was talking out loud. But this part I feel like I can get pretty clear across. It was just horrifying and shocking to hear what I believe her song to be sung by all the AI killing people. We're back where we are again, and I believe it's the first song we hear. I'm gonna have to go back and try to listen. Let me know in the comments if I'm just correct, so I don't have to go back and do that. But we are now in this place of horrific dread, where we get this wonderfully happy song that took her 20 years to make, and she can finally, honor the dead in a sense, and the doctor and all these people who believed in her, and she finally has this song that is hers and original. She's the first AI to write a song. And now we're stuck with this horrific nightmare where they're all singing together and chanting. And I don't know if her song caused an error. I don't know if her song caused like mass sentience, if she's like her other sister Grace, where she's like a master computer and like some part of her deep down is trying to kill everything. Just don't know. And we can see from the preview, I guess, that her and Matsumoto are going to try to kick some butt, but who knows how far that's going to get. Who knows if this is going to be an anime with a bad end. They really tried everything already. They've already done basically most of the time travel. They've tried to stop all the singularities. And it seems Matsumoto didn't really have a negative future in mind. It looks like so far. I'm still skeptical. I'm going to be skeptical of him probably to the end. He's probably going to have to blow himself up and then be like, oh no, Vivy, I loved you, blah, and then blows up. And I still go, I don't know. That might be part of his ploy. Oh my gosh, dude. What? I wrote in all caps. Oh, her song. Because I was in like dread. Like it's like begrudging, man. She just held a baby. I was worried that was going to be the dark part. Because again, this is Teppei's writing. So I was worried she's going to hold the baby. And then when she figured out her answer, she's going to drop the baby. But that wouldn't make any sense timeline-wise, right? But then again, this could be a different timeline, so a different future. Get the doctor to hate her or whatever. That's why I figured it might be going too. But no, we're at this just horror wonderland. It's just what he does, man. It's just what he writes. He just loves building up all these hopes. Diva's like, I can trust you with my song. You almost forget that this anime is not about the horror aspect. You're like, oh, it's done now. She's just finding her voice. Terrifying. All right, well, that's going to be it for me. I'll catch you all later. Let me know how you feel about this video. Remember to keep your eye out. You will have my reactions to episode 8 and 9 up soon this week as well. I'm just now on track, so now with 2 animes, I can just work on the weekends and give myself a break for the rest of the days. Peace. Appreciate it, and thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for telling your friends, and I'll catch you later. Baka Brigade.